Hello and welcome back to all my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, what's wrong with you? Today I want to talk about utilizing dead time, which is time that you have available but isn't really lengthy. It's not a study time. It's like 5 or 10 minutes here or there, or it's, half an hour when you're stuck in a train or a car or whatever. Um, and I wanted to talk about that because basically, well, I'll do a bit of a channel update at the end, but effectively, I'm going to have to do a lot of this sort of stuff because I'm back to a commute. Um, and so I just thought of a number of ways that I could continue my language learning practice whilst doing a long commute and having a lot of work to do. So, one of the very first things that I thought of was podcasts and audiobooks. So I used to commute quite a bit before driving in my car, and I used to save podcasts onto my phone and then just broadcast it over my Bluetooth in my car. And I used to listen to audiobooks. So when I was learning French, I'd listen to the Jules Verne books, and I find those are quite useful. And then I always use flashcards, so I have the Anki app on my phone, and I used to make it a habit when I used to take my dog for a walk to always, always, always do my Anki cards. So there was sort of twice a day guaranteed I was always going to have the Anki cards out, and it became a habit, and it got to the point where I used to turn around and go, if I forget my phone, go get it so I could do my Anki reps. Um, and then there's just music and lyrics, so you can, if you're on a train and you got your headsets in, you can just listen to some lyrics or songs or music in the target language that you're trying to learn. And, try and memorize the lyrics and sort of listen intensely and try and pronounce properly and things like that. Then the other thing you can do is self talk. So basically, just narrate what you're doing in your target language. Now, this is a useful exercise if your commute is via driving as opposed to being on a crowded train with everybody. But if you're driving along alone, then self talk is a good way to practice speaking just by narrating what you're doing or what you're seeing, the yellow car, the green car, the blue truck, etc., etc. Um, and just self talk the entire journey. So that'll help you practice. And it's something you can do to help with your language learning. And, you're going to be stuck in the car anyway, so you might as well do something to keep yourself going. Um, and obviously, drive safely, but just talking to yourself really doesn't affect your driving ability, I don't think. Um, and then, of course, there's reading. Now, if you're commuting via train, this is a really useful thing if you're on public transport because you can just, keep digital books, news articles, blogs, or whatever on your e-reader or your mobile phone or whatever. And then you can access these, for the short period of time or when you're on the public transport, and you can just read and practice your target language then. When I used to commute a lot via train, I used to read a lot, like a lot of books in a couple of different languages. Now, the other thing you can do is if you're on public transport, you can try writing practice because you can have a notebook and you can write, sort of, I don't know, like a diary or narrate what you're doing or whatever. I never really found this useful, but some people do. I didn't really. It just was there was no convenient way to do that on the train, and you certainly not if you're driving in your car. That's not the sort of thing you want to be doing. Um, but one thing you can do, and you can do this anywhere, anytime, regardless. You can even do this if you're sat in a really boring meeting at work. You can um, think in your target language. So plan your day, think about what you're going to do next, observe your surroundings, think about how you describe them in the language that you're learning. But basically, just sort of mentally talk to yourself in the target language. Oh, one thing about the note taking thing, I used to take notes in French when I was at work. So in my notebook when I was at a meeting, you take actions or whatever. I used to just write everything in French. It was good practice, and plus nobody knows what you're writing mostly unless they're French. So that's useful. But yeah, that's a good practice as well. So please like and subscribe to this stuff. But a bit of a channel update for you. You may have noticed that a lot of the amount of videos that I'm producing have fallen off a cliff recently. I was doing one every single solitary day for a few months, but I've got myself a new job, hence the commuting, and thinking about how I'm going to rearrange my schedule around that. And so I'm probably not going to be, well, I'm definitely not going to be doing a video every day. I'll try and keep up 2 a week, one language related, one technology related video. But if you've subscribed and you're expecting a sort of daily output, I'm not going to be able to do that for the foreseeable future until I finish this new contract. So, but I will try and keep up to, 1 or 2 a week at a sort of a minimum. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like these sort of videos. I will try and, as I say, keep up the momentum and keep things coming out, but not in the frequency that they were coming out before. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.